my channel. My name is Laura and this is Daisy. She came to visit me. She's trying to make up. She did a little boo-boo in the living room, so she's trying to make up with me, but she's going to leave now. So say bye. Bye. Alright, so here. Okay, so why am I videotaping? I am doing a tag, and it is the Goodreads monthly Rex. They are celebrating their 1-year anniversary, so there are 12 categories. I have it written down on this scrap piece of paper here, and I'm going to recommend 12 books to you that I have read. That I have read. I have read all these. So, yeah. So the first category is an underrated book. Now, I had a lot of underrated books, so I had to narrow it down because the one I really wanted to recommend I'm using for another category. So I had to find another book. So I am picking The Big 5-0. I read this because I picked it out of my TBR jar. It is an adult book. It is very funny. It is about a woman who... What the hell? My bookshelf is falling. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright. I can't tape right. Oh my god. You could see my bookshelf behind me. I had to take everything off. The whole bottom collapsed. So, yeah, my husband has to come up and look at it, but luckily I was sitting here because it could have collapsed onto my TV, which is right next to it. Yeah, so I'm going to continue my video, but luckily I was sitting here recording, and now I don't know if I need a new bookshelf or my husband can fix this and repair it, so we'll see. Alright, back to my video. Okay, we were up to underrated books, and the first book I recommended was The Big 5-0. It was really, really funny. I picked it out of my TBR jar, so that's why I read it. It was on my Kindle, and I really enjoyed it. It's about a woman who's turning 50, and every birthday that she had is always a disaster. So, sorry, excuse me. So every time she has a birthday, something happens drastically, and it was quite funny, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, okay, it's an adult book, though. Question number 2 was a book set in a school, and this one I read, Winger, and I'll put the picture here. I will put all the pictures up here, so I'm not going to point anymore, okay? The school, Winger, is about a 14 or 15-year-old boy who is in high school, and he gets bullied a lot. I probably wouldn't have read this book, but I read it read with friends, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, yeah, so I recommend that one. Number 3 is a creepy book. This is a creepy book that I just recently read. It was an Amazon Prime member freebie, and it's called The Light of the Fireflies, and I'll put the picture here. This book is really creepy. It reminded me of Flowers in the Attic, except this book, the whole family is trapped in the basement because they had a fire, and it's really creepy, and yeah, so I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars maybe. Okay, the number 4 is a trilogy. Now, I don't like trilogies. I don't like series. I'm having a hard time with series. But if I had to recommend one that I completed, it would have to be Mara Dyer. I love book 1 and I love book 2, but book 3, not so much. And it's something I want to reread one day. Okay, question number 5. Read before the end of the year. I suggest you read before the end of the year. Well, actually, I want to read book 2. So, a book that I read, book 1 of, and I really enjoyed. It's a dystopian. It is called Unwind by Neil Shusterman. It is very creepy. It's about teenagers that when they become age, their parents can give them to the government, and the government can unwind them, which means they could take their body parts and give them to other people. It's very creepy, very disturbing, but I really enjoyed book 1, and I need to continue the series. Okay, question number 6 is fantasy. If you've been watching my channel, I do not like fantasy that much. So I don't know if this is fantasy or not, but I'm going to recommend this one. It is a middle grade book, and it's called The Bad Beginnings, and it's book 1 of the series of unfortunate events. And I think that it is fantasy, but I'm not sure. But I really enjoyed this one. It reminded me of Despicable Me, where the kids are orphans, and they go and they live with their uncle, and the uncle's very cruel, and it's just, it was very good. I liked book 1, so yeah. Okay, book number 7. Well, my husband came down to move the bookshelf so it wouldn't hit the TV, and guess what happened? It collapsed totally to the floor. So now I have to buy a new bookshelf or do something with all these books that I have on the side. And this is my favorite shelf, so those are my favorite books. So, I have videotaped shelf 1 and shelf 2, so it's already uploaded to my channel, so you will see that shortly. But I'm gonna have to get a new bookshelf to do the rest of the books. So anyway, I'm gonna move over to the other bookshelf so I can finish recording my video. Where was I? I think I was up to number 7. 7 is a book with little or no romance, and I picked We Need to Talk About Kevin. This is about a teenager who has some mental problems, and he just needs some help. He goes onto a rampage in the school, so yeah. So that's what I recommend. There was no romance in that book at all. I read a lot of romance, so this one was hard to pick. So I think this is an adult book, and I really enjoyed it. So, okay, question number 8. A standalone book, and I picked a middle grade book, and it is called Out of My Mind, and I will put the picture. I'm going to move over so I can insert the picture. Out of My Mind is about a little girl, I think she's 11 or 12, and she has cerebral palsy, and she goes to a regular elementary school, and it's just a really good book about how normal kids are very cruel to people who have deformities, or so yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I have it on my children's shelf for them to read. So okay, question number 9 is a survival story. Now, this is where my underrated book was supposed to be, so I moved it to survival story, and I picked Wreckage by Emily Bleeker. I've been talking about this book a lot. I really enjoyed it. I have a book signed by the author, and this is about a plane crash. A woman goes on a plane, and the plane crashes, and she is left on an island for 2 years, and she has to survive. And the rest, it starts off when they're on the plane, and then they crash, and then there's a backstory of how she survives on the island. And when she comes back, there's some questions, and this book just reminds me of, like, what would I do in that situation? Like, would I do exactly what she did, or would I change my mind and not lie or whatever? So yeah, it was very, very interesting book. It kept me interested, and I really enjoyed it. So it's also an adult book. So just to let you know. Question number 10. A favorite friendship. I couldn't think of any friendship books, but I just recently read The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, so that has a lot of friendship in it, so that's what I recommend. Question number 11. a book set outside the U.S. or features travel. And the only thing I could think of for travel was Paper Towns. This girl, she runs away, and then he has to travel across the country to find her. And it's a YA book. It was okay. I think I gave it 3 or 4 stars. Yeah. So that's that one. And the last category is 12, a favorite empowering female. Now, I couldn't think of one. At first, I was going to say The Woman in Divergent. Then that's the YA book. And my my adult book, I would say Girl in 6E, because she's really mental. And yeah. Yeah. So that's my choices. That was a hard one to decide on, the last one. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I have a nightmare to fix. I have to get this. My bookshelf has to be brought to the garbage or whatever, and now I have no idea. I'm going to my mom's. I have no idea what I'm going to do with all those books. So I need to buy either a new bookshelf or go to crates. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.